Everyone. Oh, geez. Thanks. Hold on. Hello. Hello, everyone. Matthew Martinez, the CEO and co-founder of TripEaze. So I wanted to start the presentation with a couple of rhetorical questions to my hoteliers in the audience. How do you think your sales team would feel about being able to quote groups without receiving RFPs or emails with date selections in them? And how do you think they would feel about being able to respond to those dates requests instantaneously, not having to inundate your revenue team with a bunch of these requests that only materialize at about 5%, and not having to haggle with operators for weeks and then wait for them to sign the contract? So now I want you to envision a platform that can do all of this, while at the same time increase conversion rates, decrease labor, with no additional cost to the hotel. Now, I could talk about it for days, but you really have to see it to believe it. This is TripEaze. So this is an example here of a tour sheet that an operator would use to source dates. It's a 3-city tour: San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. They would have to copy and paste all the dates for San Diego in a column, Los Angeles and San Francisco also. They then would put it together in an RFP or an email and send it out to a ton of hotels. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take this spreadsheet and we're going to drop it into the TripEaze system. We're going to begin our search in San Diego. San Diego was the first city on that tour. And then at the top here, you have the tour code. You have the destination where we're looking to source, and you have the allotment of rooms that we're looking to source also. In the middle here, you have all of the hotels in San Diego with the rates that are being looked at, with the corresponding dates next to them. This is a mock search just for the demo. We do have a map that shows the location of all of these hotels, and then you have the dates that populate directly from that spreadsheet into our system on an infinite scroll. As you scroll a little bit further down, you have our filters. Now, our filters are contracting terms. I contract a lot of groups, and the usual request is 30-day cancellation, no attrition, 1 per 20 comp, direct billing upon approval, all double beds, which is pre-selected here, free coach parking, and we'll say porterage is mandatory for this, and we have some other popular filters at the bottom. We go up here, we apply our filters. As you can see, it refines the search and only brings back the San Diego Mission Bay Resort. So that has all of the dates available. It's agreed to all the contract terms already, and now we're looking to get the operator to an average rate, which is very, very important for operators. So that average rate in the corner is an aggregate of all 27 dates. So if the operator is good with that, they select all dates, they go to review contract. So this is part of our patent pending process, and this goes ahead and basically APIs us out into our signing platform. You can see here at the top, you have the name of the hotel. You have the address, the phone number, and this is the hotel booking agreement. Now, the tour operator and the contractor automatically populate. They populate from their profile. This is going to be username and password based. So anybody who's using this has to sign up and get approved. Once they're approved, it populates into into the contract. You can see here the tour operator and the contractor. The tour code also populates, the tour year. All the terms that you selected from the last page automatically populate. The allotment, the number of nights, the date pattern with the corresponding dates next to it. And you scroll down to the total room costs for the block, so the hotel knows what they're selling. And then you have additional terms. Now, these are all the non-negotiables, right? All hotels have non-negotiables that have to be included in the contract. So we build this template with the hotel and their legal team to make sure that everything they're distributing is in line with their non-negotiable clauses, and they feel comfortable with it. The operator would go ahead to the bottom, and they would sign digitally. They go back up to the top and finish the process, agree to the terms and conditions. At this point, an email goes to the hotel saying that you have a group from a block from 917 group that needs to be countersigned. They countersign it digitally, and the deal is pretty much done. And now we can go to the metrics. You click on the locations page, the locations tab. It takes you to the locations page. As you can see here, you have all of the tours laid out that were in that contract. You have the arrival date, the departure date, the number of rooms, and then the budgeted rate and the actual rate is more for operators. They can go in and input that information to keep them financially on track. But for hotels, you want to know about the actual rate and the total actual of each group block. If you want to this on a more macro level, you can go to tours, you click inside the tour page, and then this goes ahead and gives you the similar information on a larger scale. You have all of the tour information here up top. And then the budget information, again, is more for the operator. But for the hotels, you have the total number of room nights, the average of what those nights were sold at, and the total of the contract in general for the entire series. So as you can see here, we've taken a process that currently takes 4 to 6 weeks to get a contract done. I know this because I own a third-party contracting company, so I do this on a daily basis. 4 to 6 weeks to get a contract done, and now we're reducing it to a number of minutes. And the scalability of this is huge. We have a huge number of operators ready to use the platform, and we're ready to go. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Matthew. Ellen?
Thank you. So what is the biggest hurdle that you face in order to launch this?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest hurdle is getting enough hotels integrated to fulfill the demand that we have. So we have a ton of operators right now, some of the biggest in the world. So in 2019, the operators that we have slated to use the system contracted $950 million globally. So it's quite a huge amount of business, but now we need to basically integrate the hotels to make sure that we have the supply.
Are there any other use cases that you see for this? Yeah,
so for the use cases, you can, obviously it can be used as a lead gen for hotels. We're also pitching it to use internally for their sales teams. So the process is the same. If I go to one of the bigger chains, if I go to their sales team, their sales team is doing the same process that I'm doing. They're just taking the work off my plate. So if we can stream that process internally and make it a white label, we actually cut the commission in half, because we're not generating the lead, which makes it make more sense for them. So that's been something that's being considered also.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.